Greetings, my people. How you doing out there? Welcome to another podcast, another edition of the Arsenal Future Show. Stream, whatever you want to call it. Stream, show, podcast, video, session. We're here to talk about some Arsenal transfer rumours for today. And Arsenal, we've landed Declan Rice a few days ago now. Well, we all knew that we had signed him weeks ago. But there was confirmation of his signing a few days ago when he was unveiled with Edu and Arteta and so on, all suited and booted. But Arsenal, looks like Thomas Partey might be going to the Middle East. He's been linked with moves away to various Saudi clubs and also possibly going into Italy, where Juventus have been linked with him. But I always say that Arsenal should not hold out for anything less than, I would say, 40 million pounds. I'm not sure if we'll get 50 for him because he's been injury prone and he's 30. But I think we should try and at least minimum hold out for 40. If we can get 50, even better. And I'm sure that Saudi club will come in and probably spend or offer us 50 million pounds. So if we lose Thomas Partey, we're linked with Tchuoameni from Real Madrid. He's going to cost at least anything between 90 million pounds and 100 million pounds. So that's another Declan Rice transfer budget. Again, for one of the brightest young midfielders in the world. Imagine the midfield of Declan Rice, Tchuoameni, and then you've got Martin Odegaard further forward, possibly Kai Havertz as well. That would be awesome. And I still think we should go for a midfielder, even if we keep Thomas Partey, because we've lost Xhaka to Bayer Leverkusen, and we're going to need to. We were short anyway last season. Now he's gone, so we've got Declan Rice, but we still need another one anyway. I mean, Jorginho and El Nani are just cover-ups, they're just backups. We need something stronger, and we need to go for somebody like Tchuoameni, or even somebody like I've been calling for Barella into Milan. I really like Barella. We're not linked with him we're linked with him last season, and even the season before, but so far this summer we've not really been linked with him. And Inter Milan said he could go for as little as well. And I say as little, it's 70 million pounds is a lot of money. But in this day and age, it's almost looking like peanuts. So we need to get a midfielder. We've also been with one of my favourite midfielders in the holding role throughout the whole of Europe. And that's Joshua Kimmich from Bayern Munich. We've been linked with him today. I would say it will cost anything between 60 and 80 million pounds. Bayern Munich apparently are open to offers for him. They're trying to rebuild their squad for next season because, they've failed. They've very just tightly won the league last season. And Dortmund could have won it, but they messed up the final analysis. And Bayern Munich just about scraped through. Normally, Bayern Munich won the league within, with about 4 or 5 months to spare. So, they also failed in the Champions League. So, they're looking to rebuild the whole squad. And, of course, Joshua Kimmich, they're saying they're open to offers for him. I mean, if Arsenal get Joshua Kimmich, even Tchuoameni or Kimmich, I'll be so over the moon to go along with Declan Rice. That would just be an awesome midfield. And I always even say, even if we can keep Thomas Partey, we should still go for him because we still need another midfielder anyway, even if Thomas Partey stays. But if he goes, we definitely have to go out and get a replacement because Declan Rice on his own, imagine Declan Rice with either El Nani or Jorginho, that's not going to be good enough. So we need another. If we can't keep Thomas Partey, which I think we should, then we definitely have to go out and get a midfielder to replace Thomas Partey because Xhaka's already gone. We've been linked with Bitello the last 3 or 4 weeks. Bitello he plays over there, Gamero in Brazil. He hasn't played for the Brazil national team yet, but I reckon if he moves to Arsenal, he'll definitely get some caps. And I've looked at some of the clips on YouTube of him, and he looks very, very good. He's got a good shot on him. He runs with the ball really, really well. He's not a holding midfield player. He's not a 6. He's more of an 8, between an 8 and a 10, because I believe he could also play behind a striker. It looks to me also that he could play in the wings. We also need a winger. So on the right side to foil for Saka, to give Saka a break when he's injured or suspended or when he's just exhausted. And so if we just want to change things up, because we don't want to burn him out too much, because he's literally played non-stop since the last Euros, 2020, 2021. So we need to give the young man a break. And Bitello could play on that side. He could play on the right. He looks like he could play on the right side or the left side. But predominantly, he's a central player. He's a central midfield player, a ball carrying player who could run with the ball, a bit like Kaka did many years ago. He's a compatriot, you know. So that's one to look out for. That's been running for a few weeks. Bitello. Edu likes him, and he will cost probably as little as, I don't know, £15 million. But Eddie, because of his links with Brazil, we're linked with a lot of Brazilian players. We have been linked with a lot of Brazilian players since he's been there, and we are this season as well. There's one or two more in the pipeline. I'm sure about that. You know, so that those are the three. We also still, I mean, those Caicedo links won't go away. It looks as though Chelsea are the favourites to sign him, Moises Caicedo at Brighton. But I believe they offered £70 million to Brighton, and Brighton laughed it off and said, "No, you've got to be joking." So if we can gazump them like, oh, they will literally gazump us in January for Modric, that'll be very, very good, because Caicedo was my first choice, even above Rice. I wanted Caicedo at Arsenal ahead of Rice. So if we can go and actually get Caicedo and hijack nab him away from Chelsea's reach, I'll be so happy. Out of all the midfield players I mentioned today, Kimmich, Tchuoameni are great players. I really like Caicedo because he'll be Premier League ready, because he knows the Premier League. He's played for Brighton, and I remember in January when we went in for him, he put in a transfer request to Brighton, because as soon as we showed an interest in him, he said he wanted to go. But they didn't want to sell him because they wanted him to help them to get into Europe, which they've done. So they've achieved their goal. And so, but that Moises Caicedo rumour won't go away. So that's another one to look out for. You know. We've also been linked with Pedro Neto from Wolves. We've been linked to Pedro Neto for the last 3 years. Since the COVID times, we've been linked with him. He's a winger. And that would be perfect for us because he could follow with Saka on the right-hand side. But Pedro Neto can play on the other side. He can play on the left side when Martinelli plays. He can play on the right side. I think he's predominantly a right-sided player. He can also play as a number 10 and a number 8. You know, Mikel Arteta likes these players who can play in multiple positions. And so that's one of the reasons why we bought Kai Havertz, because he could play in a number of positions. He could play as a striker. He could play on the left side, on the right side. And he can also play central. He can also play in the midfield as a left 8, and he can also play as a false number 9. You know, Mikel Arteta likes to kind of copy his mentor, Pep Guardiola. But Pep Guardiola is a master manager, master tactician. Mikel Arteta is not at that level yet. He's only kind of just learning the trade, whereas Pep Guardiola is a seasoned professional, and he's also at Man City got marginally better players than us. When I say marginally, they're better than us, but we're getting closer because we've signed some good players this summer. City have still signed some good players because they've got sorry, a bit tongue twisted. Kovacic from Chelsea, and they might be selling Bernardo Silva to Barcelona in exchange for Frankie de Jong, another player I wanted Arsenal to sign. And also Gravidal, who's playing in Germany, the Croatian centre-back, who's one of the best players in the last World Cup. They're on the verge of signing him for virtually £100 million. So Man City are not standing still. We're not expecting them to stand still. So we're going to keep on going. We've got those 3 players in Timber, Havertz and Declan Rice. We still need another 3, possibly 4 more players. We need a striker. We need a right-sided winger. We need another central midfield player and a good keeper to push Aaron Ramsdale. Matt Taylor's decent, but I think we could do better than that. I want somebody to come in and actually push Ramsdale for the number 1 jersey, not just to deputise for him, but to actually push him to see if they can actually eventually capitalise and eventually take over from him as our number 1. Because Ramsdale is all right, but I think we can actually do better than even Ramsdale. You know, Arsenal's standards should be up here. You know, there shouldn't be even intermediate or low. We should be aiming for the top, for the absolute top. And I'll never stop talking about it, and I'll never stop being critical until I see absolute massive change at the club. I want us to compete for the title. I want us to win the title, and eventually I want us to win the Champions League. We've never won the Champions League before. The biggest club in the world never have to won it. The biggest club in Europe never have to won it. In the world, Europe, same, well, sort of the same thing. So that's my standards. I want us to be the absolute, and I've written to the club about this several times over the years. I want us to be numero uno, number one. I'm gonna come back a bit later with another video about our new away kit, which a lot of our fans say is horrendous. I must admit, when I first saw it, I hated it. But I don't know, the last week or so, since I've been seeing more of it, it's kind of grown on me. But I think it's for the younger generations, all those zigzaggy patterns, they're supposed to be for. But anyway, I'll shut up and leave it for the next video I do in a few hours' time. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for similar content to this. Anything about Arsenal, history of Arsenal, transfer news, the latest transfer news, player profiles, and just general topics and general conversations and discussions about Arsenal. And when the new season starts, we're trying. I mean, I used to be with Sky, but I gave up my subscription a long time ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. It was costing me too much. But for this channel, for you guys out there, we're thinking about, you know, getting back onto Sky again, subscribing to Sky again, because we want to occasionally give you some live streams about, you know, of some games, Arsenal games in the Premier League, and even sometimes we might drift and do some big games involving any of the big sort of like 6 teams. So, for example, if Liverpool play Manchester United, if we can, if we're available, if we're not busy with work or busy with commitments, we'll bring you that game live. The same with Man City against, I don't know, Chelsea or the Manchester derby, but predominantly it'll be Arsenal games. So, we're thinking about that. So, and then if there's any real genuine confirmation that we're back on Sky again, then we'll break it here. You'll be the first to hear about it. We'll break it here exclusively on Arsenal Future and let you know that yes, we're going to be streaming some games next season. Okay, my people, you take care and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it. Share our videos, like our videos, because it helps with the algorithms. You know that YouTube loves when we share videos and when we like the videos, and leave comments as well. Leave your comments if you agree and disagree with what we say. And very soon we're going to come with our Arsenal Dream Team. We're going to do 2 streams. One about our all-time Arsenal Dream Team, our all-time Arsenal 11. And then we're also going to do one about what we think will be Arsenal's best team for next season and best squad if we possibly can. So look out for that. A lot of material, a lot of content coming up for you soon. A lot of stuff. We're also going to be doing one about Ian Wright and about Thierry Henry. We're going to be doing a stream about, a video about Arsenal. You know, Arsenal bigger than Manchester City. We're going to give you the reasons why they're bigger than Manchester City. Because there may be a lot of people out there talking about, oh, Man City now overtaking Arsenal because they've won the treble. And of course, they've won the Champions League. But I beg to differ. We're the 3rd biggest club in the whole country after Manchester United and Liverpool. But anyway, look out for those streams, those videos, those podcasts. Subscribe, like the videos, share them. Take care. Look after yourself and each other. Bless.